down.
Now I detto.
I feel pretty good. Yeah. All our fizz has cleared off. Definitely.
Expect us to push, vedo.
We stood here just hugging each other. He hasn't even got the camera out. To cool. The first hill.
Yeah.
That properly zapped me.
Disgusting.
Never ending.
I know.
Pete, why don't you do the Tremont route, Speedy? You'll piss it. This doesn't feel like pissing it. Anyway, there she is. We're probably, what, 2-3 hours? Once we've gone up this one, Mother Nature's made it to go all the way back down, to go all the way back up again. And then we're there. I'm pitching camp on top of Mont Blanc and not moving. Okay.
Come on in.
Suck it in, look around you.
I've
Beautiful.
looked around.
No, you haven't. Not enough.
Come on.
Look for another minute.
Let's look around and see if there's anything the hut.
Cosmeet.
Yeah,
Not fucking going back there.
Yeah, we're going back.
Fuck off. If you want to see a man dead, let me walk back up that fucking hill. That every hill just seemed never ending.
No.
It's like, yeah, that's the top. No, it's not.
So we've done it.
Stop recording.
Hello everyone, just doing a post Mont Blanc interview now. We are at the Big Mountain Brewery Company beer garden. We've got myself, Richie, Speedy and Chris. So we're just going to go through the journey basically that the lads have gone through, heading up to Mont Blanc, back down. And we'll start, just give me a little bit about yourself. Start with you, Speedy. Just a bit your history about your injury, just a quick overview.
28 years in the military. I was injured by accident in 2012. I had 12 operations over 7 years trying to save the leg, but ended up losing it in 2019. As you are around that time, kind of thinking, what am I going to be able to do after you've been through that kind of process? Came across climbing and mountaineering and just took to it straight away. It's really good for the mind and body. So,
Awesome, mate.
So I was in the Royal Engineers for just under 11 years. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease and colitis in 2008 following a tour out in South America, Belize. Always been into climbing and walking in the Lake District, the UK areas. Kind of progressed that with Climb to Recovery, a veterans charity, which is where I met Speedy and Richie, and things kind of just went from there.
Awesome. I'm Richie. I was supposed to be part of the summit attempt as well, but I'm always looking for an excuse to get out of things. So yeah, I've got a bit of a brain tumour going on at the minute, which is another situation. So hopefully that'll be out soon, and I'll be joining the lads on the next summit. So just both of you, like, just give me a bit of spiel about the build up. How did you feel, like the moments before you were getting on that cable car, ready to go up to start the adventure up in the Mont Blanc Massive?
I don't think it really kind of hit home until the day before, because none of us had really done anything on the scale previously. Done lots within the Alps and that previously, but yeah, a couple of days training before, everything just felt normal, and then the kind of night before, like they're just kind of mulling things over really, and have I packed this bit of kit, have I kind of trained fitness wise to be able to do this summit attempt. Yeah, all kinds of things went through your head the night before, but yeah.
Pretty much the same. I mean, last year we were out in Chamonix, rock climbing, doing multi-pitch climbing. We've probably been building up to this for nearly 2 years now. And as much prep as you can put into place, as much reading up on the routes, as much planning and kit preparation and fitness training and all the bits and pieces that goes along with it. It wasn't until the night before that it really sinks in that we're going to be going up to 4,810 metres. And we're going up there on our own without a guide. Everything we've built up here, we've had guides, we've had people well experienced in the routes, the terrain, what's going to happen, where things are, where the abseil points are. And we were going up there with none of that. And yeah, night before kind of hit home. Obviously, 4,810 metres, nothing to be sniffed at. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. We've got crevasses, we've got seracs, avalanches. It's been really, really hot here in Chamonix. It's something like 34 degrees at the minute. There's a lot of freeze thaw going on up there. Weren't really sure what to expect. And you start getting a lot of things running through your mind.
Sharks dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, the masses opening up.
So, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but just at the top there's a pinnacle up there, which is the Aguil de Midi. And you basically get a cable car up there, and then there's a spicy little ridge that comes out the back. The drop off the side. Basically, you'd end up in the car park behind here if you fell off up there. And we did that last year. So how did you feel going across that again this time? Was there any squeaky bum moments? Did you feel confident?
I felt confident. It always takes me a minute or two to kind of sound silly but find my feet.
Yeah.
Obviously having the prosthetic and you're wearing these big, hard, rigid boots with crampons on. So as soon as you step out on the ice, I have to kind of find my balance point and stuff, and you're straight onto a ridge, as you say, and if you fall down to one side, there's no stopping. It is quite a drop. So tentative at first, I'd say, but yeah, a few steps in, kind of, as I say, find your feet and happy.
Got anything to add to that, mate?
So a couple of days before, we've been doing some primatisation and a little bit of training with a mountain guide called Sandy Allen. And we've probably done some stuff that's way more advanced than that ridge behind us. But when you're sitting in our accommodation, which is literally across the street, staring at that ridge, getting all the kit prep, a lot of stuff starts going through your mind. Especially when Richie says if you fall off it, you'll end up in the car park behind us. So I was pretty nervous actually going up there. But once we were in the snow tunnel, all that kind of went away. And the ridge was pretty straightforward. And I suppose it's the saying, train hard, fight easy. Everything we'd done building up to this was a lot harder than what we did coming out on that ridge. So yeah, once we were on it, felt comfortable.
Right, so when the lads go across the ridge the night before, they were resting up and staying in the Cosmics hut, a mountain refuge, and just to give people an idea of like what it's like to stay up in the mountains, just describe like the feeling of the place, the views, maybe some of the smells from all the musty mountaineers. Just give the guys a bit of a picture of what it's like to be staying up in the hut for a big day.
I'd say buzzing in a couple of ways. So you've got, I don't know, probably around 100 people in there. So you have a kit room, everybody's boots are off and airing on these hooks, and all the kit's rammed in. So you can imagine the smell from that. But buzzing as well, because it's just full of really keen mountaineers and people that are just there to enjoy the outdoors and the mountains. So great atmosphere, great people to be around.
It's got a real community about it. Feels like people sitting around, all different nationalities, all different backgrounds. Food kind of just gets plonked on the table and everyone kind of shares it around themselves and serving for people. It's just a really, really good atmosphere.
Awesome. So fast forward, you get up there at about 4 o'clock, and then you have some tea, 6 o'clock, and then you're leaving at 1. Not a lot of sleeping gets done, is there, because of the nerves and the height. How did you feel when you put your head torches on and stepped out into the darkness, ready to embark on your journey? Give me a little bit of insight into how it felt, how your first sort of half an hour was out there. Any interesting little things happened during that time?
The accommodation rooms themselves, there's probably 30, 40 people in a room. And if you imagine like bunk beds that are all squashed together, so you've just got a line of beds across the bottom and a line of beds across the top, and you're literally sleeping next to people who you've never met before. So, not that that was the problem, I think I was probably the problem, because Chris woke me up saying, "Speedy, you're snoring," keeping the room awake. I'd fallen asleep probably for about half an hour, I think. I knew that if I fell asleep again, that I would go back to snoring. So I got up and just went and sat in the dining room. That was probably about 10:30 at night. And we were looking at leaving around midnight, so I just sacked off the idea of any more sleep that evening. Just to make sure my kit was squared and ready to go for midnight heading out.
Chris, how was it then stepping out with the head torches on into the flat?
I think it was excitement. All the nerves kind of dissipated when we came out of the erected midi in the first place, so that kind of settled us into, we're here to climb a mountain. That our kind of like headspace was in the right mentality. So that kind of, all that nerves changed for excitement. Like Speedy was saying, it's difficult to sleep in those sorts, especially when you're lying next to people who you don't know. I think I got out of bed maybe about 11 o'clock and then met Speedy in the canteen area. And then we just made the decision, let's just get the kit on and go. And that's what we did. We went and got the packs on and then headed straight out the door. It's a bit of a surreal feeling when you walk out the door. Like I was saying earlier, the temperature's here at 34 degrees and it's just as hot up there as it is down here. But when you go out at night time, that temperature really plummets. Probably down to about -11 or something like that, I think it was roughly. So that's the first thing that hits you is firstly the cold. And then off we went. It was good.
Yeah, as you come out of the hut, you're trying to put your crampons and they're on at the bottom of the stairs, which is quite awkward because there is a steep drop. You come out of the cabin as well, out of the hut. And then you sort the rope out, make sure everything's squared, head torches on, and away you go to our first objective.
Right, okay. So the initial bit started. You're out on the glacier, about to start the first descent up on the tackle section. Just walk me through the journey across the crevasses over there with Mont Blanc, the club section of the climb, the steep climb. Just talk me through it. Give me some examples of like how you were feeling with your leg, with your guts. Like, were you all good? Did you feel good in yourselves? And yeah, just talk us through how it went all the way to the summit.
So I suppose I set off. I was kind of leading the first kind of section. We've got a lot of open ground across Valley de Blanche to the start of the first hill that we've got to go up. First hill is a little bit gnarly. There's a lot of crevasses. There's big seracs. Seracs the size of houses. And
you don't actually appreciate the size of them, do you, until you're right up close to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive.
And when you see the cracks that are running through them, and you're thinking, wow, this thing's dodgy. There's a dog.
Hello. So for those that don't know what a serac is, it's basically like a big ice wall that's hanging from the side of the slope. And the reason the guys started in the night, late at night, is because they're nice and frozen. They're frozen solid, so there's not going to be much movement. If you were to go up there now, after the sun's been on them for a while, there's a chance that there may be some movement. Don't steal my camera, please, Doggo.
So that section, you want to move through it as quick as possible to obviously limit the exposure that we have to the seracs.
Yeah.
There's also, I think there's about four major crevasses on the actual climb itself, which we've got to kind of tackle. Getting across those, you go to something called snow bridge, which is essentially where snow is compiled into the crevasse and it gives it a stable platform to walk across. It's still quite nerve-wracking walking across a little thin piece of snow when you've got a huge drop either side of you. And I managed to find an extra crevasse in Valley Blanche on the way across to the start of the climb.
Let's talk a bit about that. Talk us through that, how you felt.
So we were navigating across Valley Blanche to the bottom of the climb. And basically I fell into a crevasse. Which wasn't as dramatic as it sounds. kind of went 1 foot in, and it kind of collapsed a little bit more, and then I was up to my waist. But it was easy enough to get back out of, so it wasn't too.
He's got a fat bloke on the other end of the line, so he wasn't
And
going
I
anywhere.
had a big anchor. Yeah.
And he's got a butt like Beyonce, so that sort of wedged him out the top.
Yeah. But
You can't just spoil us from the buttons on there, aren't you? Because you can see the whole face of where we're going to be going through the night. And initially it's quite light, but then obviously when that sun fully drops off, it's pitch black out there. So being able to stand on kind of balcony bit, look at the face, and actually plan the route in your head, because you know that when you're going to be going out there in the pitch black, you've either got the right, the route sorted, or you could be putting yourself into quite a difficult situation. But it was never ending as well as I thought.
it was a right slog.
And as we got round the what I thought was the top Serac for coming up onto the shoulder, I was like, not much further to go now, Chris, surely. And it just kept going and going and well, that's what it felt like anyway. But yeah,